Every time you reach for that moment of pleasure, you're not just losing a few seconds. You might be losing your discipline, your focus, your masculinity, and your power. You just don't realize it yet. This isn't an attack. This is a mirror. And today, I want you to look into that mirror, not with shame, but with awareness. This is the Stoic path to reclaiming yourself. 1. The quiet surrender. In the beginning, it's just a moment, something you tell yourself is normal. You believe it's under control. But slowly, it becomes more than just a habit. It becomes a ritual, a hiding place. You do it when you're stressed, when you're bored, when you're lonely, when you fail. And without realizing it, you've started surrendering your strength in the quietest way possible. The Stoic doesn't fear pleasure, but he fears becoming a slave to it. 2. The chemistry of weakness. Let's talk science for a second. Every time you ejaculate, your brain gets flooded with dopamine, the pleasure chemical. But here's the trap. When you overdo it, you build a tolerance. That means your brain starts needing more stimulation to feel the same pleasure. What happens next? You start feeling numb. Motivation drops. The world loses color. Real women no longer excite you because your brain has been hijacked by fantasy. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Now think, how many times have you fantasized your way into weakness? 3. Masculinity isn't in muscles, it's in energy. You think you're still the man, but ask yourself honestly, do you wake up with drive? Do you speak with strength? Do you enter rooms with confidence? Number. Because you've been bleeding your essence. Masculinity is not just testosterone, it's stored energy, purpose, tension, presence. Every time you spill your seed mindlessly, you weaken the tension inside you. The tension that fuels your ambition, your charisma, your aggression in a healthy form. You're not tired because you work hard. You're tired because you're leaking your energy. 4th discipline is the muscle of the Stoic. The Stoics believed in mastering the mind, not avoiding temptation, but confronting it head-on. Epictetus wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you masturbate excessively, you don't even realize how often you escape into pleasure. You've trained your brain to seek comfort, not conquest. You become reactive, not proactive. And over time, you lose the edge that makes a man dangerous to mediocrity. You lose the one thing that separates warriors from wanderers: control. 5. You train your brain to avoid real intimacy. Excessive masturbation rewires your brain. It teaches you this lie: you can feel connected without being vulnerable. In real life, women require patience, communication, presence, courage. But if your pleasure comes instantly from a screen, why build these skills? You become awkward. You avoid eye contact. You fear rejection. You prefer control over challenge. You're not shy. You're spiritually empty. Stoicism isn't about avoidance. It's about meeting the world as it is, raw, honest, difficult. You cannot do that if you're hiding behind a screen. 6. What you're actually losing. You're not just losing energy, you're losing time you could use to build confidence. You could use to connect focus. You could use to grow presence. You could use to lead. Every man has a limited amount of life force, his sexual energy. It was never meant to be wasted. It was meant to be transformed into creativity, ambition, and strength. Marcus Aurelius didn't say, "Seek comfort." He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Masturbation is not the problem. Compulsion is. 7. The hidden addiction. Let me ask you this. Can you go 7 days without it? Do you feel anxiety if you try? Do you do it even when you promised yourself you wouldn't? That's not harmless. That's an addiction hiding in plain sight. The most dangerous chains are the ones we can't see, because we don't fight what we believe is normal. But the Stoic fights what weakens him, even if the world accepts it. 8. What happens when you stop now? Let's flip it. What happens when you stop giving in? You walk taller. Your voice deepens. Your focus sharpens. You feel more alive. You regain what modern life wants to take from you, your primal edge. Semen retention isn't a superstition. It's a redirection of creative energy. Hold it. Own it. Build with it. You don't become godlike by accident. You become godlike by restraint. 9th transmutation. The highest Stoic practice. This isn't about repression. This is about transmutation. Every time you hold in your energy, you build internal fire. And when you apply it, you write better. You speak with command. You attract with presence. You work with obsession. You walk like a man who knows who he is. This is how the greats operated. This is what monks, warriors, and kings understood. The world bows to the man who commands himself. 10. The final message. Wake up. You think it's just a few minutes, but those few minutes are costing you your vision, your fire, your peace, your potential. The modern world thrives on keeping men distracted and drained. The Stoic world demands that men be focused and full of purpose. Which man will you become? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to take back control. That moment when you want to give in, that's the battlefield, and you either walk away a master or a slave. A Stoic's declaration. I am not against pleasure, but I will not be ruled by it. I am not my urges. I am my discipline. If this message hit deep, then share it. Comment. I choose mastery over indulgence. And begin your journey not just as a man, but as a Stoic. Subscribe for more powerful Stoicism and psychology. Comment Stoic if you agree.